Welcome to Operations and Supply Chain University. I'm Jerry Wright. This is Ops University Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt Certification Course, Lesson Number 9, RCI and the 5 Whys. So root cause analysis, or RCA. Root cause analysis is the problem-solving method used to get true or actual cause, not just address a symptom. Too often when a problem arises, most people use try-storming, and they just start applying solutions largely based on experience, hunches, or guessing. And sometimes they get lucky and fix the problem and they become the hero. That's great. But the rest of the time, they can spend lots of money, lots of time on fixes that only address symptoms and don't get to the root cause. What we want to use is the rational or scientific-based approach. And by doing so, we can discover the true root cause of the problem and apply a logical solution more effectively and usually more quickly. So again, we run into problems all the time. We want to have a logical approach to address it. So here's some different root cause analysis approaches and tools that can be used for root cause analysis. There's the 5 Whys tool. We'll dig into that momentarily. We'll also talk in the next lesson about Fishbone or Ishikawa cause and effect diagrams. We can look at the cause and effect tree. A cause and effect tree is actually how they discovered the Space Shuttle Challenger had an O-ring problem. The cause and effect tree was the size of a large room on a big wall. You can interview experts to figure out things. 7-step problem solving, we'll talk about that in a future lesson. You can take surveys to get information or survey people. You can do benchmarking, failure modes effects analysis, design of experiments, DOE, which is a common Six Sigma tool, statistical analysis, again, another Six Sigma tool. You can do a storyboard, kind of like a flow chart or a storyboard. You can make a flow diagram like we do in process mapping, or just do process mapping itself. These are all common ways to get to root cause analysis. The ones we're going to dig into are the 5 Whys, Fishbone diagrams, 7-step problem solving, which involves those two, flow diagrams, which is also part of process mapping. Now, in the 5 Whys, my favorite little photo here is a fork in the road. If you come to a fork in the road, take it, says Yogi Berra of baseball fame. So, is it exactly 5 Whys each time? That question comes up often. No, it can be 3 Whys or many Whys, like 9. So again, you ask why until you kind of can't go any further. So the best way to ask the whys is to take the answer you get and then turn that into another question. When it feels like you can't really go any further or the aha moment has occurred, you've likely reached the true root cause. Let's practice with a couple of examples. So this first one is customer complaints are piling up. Oh no, we're getting these complaints, they're piling up. We say, well, why are customer complaints piling up? They say, oh, well, we're too busy to look at them. So you want to take that answer and turn it back into a question. Why are you too busy to look at them? And they say, oh, well, we're getting lots of calls and then we have to pursue new customer leads. That's our priority. Well, why are calls and then new customer leads your priority and you're not looking at complaints? And they say, well, our supervisor said all calls must be answered in less than 2 minutes. Then customer leads are our second priority. We don't have a priority for customer complaints. I guess they're last. Okay, so why do you have to answer all the calls in less than 2 minutes? And why are customer complaints not on your priority list? They said, well, my manager, when we talked to the supervisor, the manager says all calls are number one. That's obvious. We're a call center. But none can wait more than 2 minutes. I don't even care about customer leads. Just make sure the phone gets answered. And it's like, well, wait a minute. That seems kind of isolated. But okay, so it looks like we need to talk to the manager. So we go to the manager and the manager says, well, my performance review is due very soon with my VP. And my TTA, or my time to answer, needs to be less than 2 minutes or I could have a bad performance review. Oh, okay. So changing the management metrics, like, what make complaints a part of the management metrics. So time to answer, new customer leads, as well as complaint piles, and then probably they would get addressed. So that's one example of using the 5 Whys. So that's more of an administrative or administrative Kaizen example. Let's look at more of a distribution or factory type example. So the problem we see is we're walking through the shop floor and we see oil on the floor. Someone's thrown a cardboard box on it to absorb it. It's like, that's unusual. So why is there a oil puddle on the floor? Well, somebody says, oh, the forklift is probably leaking oil. And as we look over towards the forklift, we say, oh, there's some oil on the floor. I wonder if that's where it's from. So why is the forklift leaking oil? And then the mechanic says, well, the seals on the forklift are probably bad and they're dripping oil. Oh, okay. Why are the seals bad? And he says, well, the new ones they buy, they don't last very long. They're cheap seals. So we say, we probably need to go to purchasing and find out why they're buying cheap seals. So we do. We go to purchasing. We say, hey, why are you buying cheap seals? And they say, we're trying to save the company money by buying cost-effective seals. Let's see, cheap seals. Yes, here they are. So, the buyers are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So maybe we need to talk to the buyer's management and say, why are we buying cheap seals? And so we do. We go to the manager and they say, hey, my goal is to drive purchase price variance, or basically cost savings at all costs. That's our number one priority in purchasing. And then we say, well, why is that your number one drive or number one goal in purchasing? And the manager says, well, my bonus is based on PPV savings. I don't care if maintenance has to replace the seals every 6 months. It's not coming out of my budget and I'm not measured that way. So we find out, yep, it's management. It's a management problem. So changing the management bonus process is likely the best way to fix the oil puddle. And whenever I see an oil puddle on the floor in a factory, I say, oh, you have a management bonus problem. And they go, what are you talking about? So again, these are just examples to say why. Keep changing those answers into questions until you get to the root cause. Here's a couple of recommended reading and resources for you. Root Cause Analysis by Duke Oakes and The 5 Whys by Oliver Roderick. So a couple good options. That's it for root cause analysis. Thank you.